start in the race, startups today need a more customized approach and a targeted promotion to have an impact on its audience. With that view in mind, we in the Medi Circle are organizing a healthcare startup series. That's a media campaign that will be published on our website and promoted across all social media channels. The prime idea is to connect the audience, connect the people with the different products and offerings that these healthcare startups are offering. In this initiative, we are approaching lots of healthcare startups from all over India, working in different domains to get their views on the healthcare environment today. The Indian healthcare ecosystem is already witnessing a lot of innovative disruptions pre, post, during COVID. And they are solving a lot of problems of the healthcare, especially some bigger challenges like affordability, accessibility, and availability. So through these series, our one aim is to raise awareness about the impact of this initiative, the latest developments on this front, and the areas in which there are still some scope for improvisations. Hello, I'm Smita Kumar, and you're watching Medi Circle. Today, we have with us Mr. Nitin Srivastava on this healthcare startup series. Mr. Nitin is a CEO and a co-founder of TrueCover in Mumbai. TrueCover provides a unique platform that enables a truly digital experience for the insurance consumer. Their dream is to make digital insurance a new normal. So TrueCover offers unique benefits to insurers, intermediaries, as well as the customers to help create a truly digital experience for insurance customers. Hi, Nitin. Welcome to Medi Circle.
Hello, Smita.
So,
pleasure to be here.
Yes, we are pleased to have you with us today, Nitin. सबसे important मैं आपसे पहले ये पूछना चाहूँगी healthcare insurance में क्या नए changes या नए innovations आ रहे हैं, because this is one of the most promising and growing sector today in healthcare.
Well, it is one of the most exciting fields, Smita, right now, and not a lot of people realize, but health insurance premium in India is already at about $8.5 billion USD, and this number is only growing and growing at a very fast pace. It's expected to grow almost 3 times over the next 5 years. What's happening is that there is a couple of things that are happening which are very interesting. One is that the COVID has made the people look at health insurance a lot more seriously, which they were earlier not looking at, right? And so you see a lot more people going out there and buying health insurance because they're realizing that they cannot have their, care costs covered just out of pocket all the time. The second thing that I think is very, very interesting is this whole digital with the physical, care delivery models combination. Some people would call it phygital, but I think that's the, the sort of the up and coming trend. You already see a lot of very exciting startups who are combining the insurance policies with services, right? Where an OPD consult, where access to specialists and all of that is available to a person. So if they just go to a platform and purchase a health insurance plan, they have the entire services system built just around it. And so people aren't really now, people are really looking for much, much more convenience. And I think that is a very big shift happening across. The third thing that I think is still to happen in India is this whole OPD coverages under health insurance plans. A lot of insurance companies are trying. There is a lot of innovation happening in this space. You see some very exciting opportunities emerging where bite-sized products are coming up, where small, ticket premiums products are already emerging. And I definitely think that as we go forward into the future, the innovation that the startups are bringing will make it very, very convenient for consumers to have not just access to healthcare anywhere, but also have it easily financed. So typically in the global world also, there are 2 things that any healthcare systems are defined by. One is a payer system, the other is a provider system. Provider system provides care delivery, but the payer system is the one that finances it. And to a consumer, the both of them have to work seamlessly for the best experience to be delivered. And we think that that's where it's really moving very fast.
Definitely. So how is TrueCover actually helping this healthcare insurance boom a little bit more? And how is it digitalizing the insurance process, which was a lot manual? It's still a lot manual in terms of papers, scannings, even from the hospital perspective or even from the TP or insurance perspective.
Well, firstly, TrueCover is founded by a bunch of guys who come from insurance background. So we have already been a part of the insurance industry. We have run a TPA. I myself was a chief operating officer of a TPA for about 10 years. And we also have who's a very, very senior industry expert, you know. And we have seen the industry, its problems and the pains at very close quarters for all stakeholders. It's not just a consumer problem. It's not just a broker problem. It's not just a hospital problem or an insurer problem. We think that, you know, the underlying challenges can be solved by people who understand this industry, because insurance is a complex area, right? You know, insurance companies form policies which are always structured with a lot of rules on one side. Hospitals do not have a full understanding of these rules, and they just seem to think that we are providing the care, so they should get the money. In the middle is a consumer who seems to think that there is a promise of insurance which is going to take care of everything, but there are these, they find it difficult to understand. What TrueCover is trying to do is make the entire process simple, easy, and transparent for all stakeholders. We have taken a platform-driven approach. We have an interface for consumers that makes it easy for customers of insurance to understand their policy benefits. That's the first step. The second thing that we have done is we've digitized the policy contracts by using a innovative cutting-edge technology solution. So we use a blockchain-based structure. We convert every policy into what is called as a smart contract. What it then does is, if there is an input coming from the hospital, then it kind of automatically processes that input and converts that into a decision before the insurance company or the TPA to take a decision within a matter of minutes. Now, traditionally, this was taking anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour, maybe even more, depending on how complex or how large a claim transaction would be. Our endeavor is to make that real time. So that's a start. What we want to eventually achieve is a real Paytm kind of an experience, for lack of a better word, you know, where a consumer goes into the hospital, they scan a code, they get their claim triggered, they get a decision very quickly. So they don't have to have the hassle on their mind that, you know, if they're, first of all, they're in an emotional situation where they're undergoing a health situation. And on top of that, they have to be worried whether their insurance will take care of them or not. And we don't want that. We want them to have decisions much faster. That's why we got into this business. That's why we are here. We want to create that value proposition, but we want to do that by addressing the needs of all the stakeholders. Insurance companies have a need that they want a clean transaction, data in a certain structure, so we want to make that happen. Hospitals have a need where they want to get the decisions much faster, and we want to help hospitals navigate insurance. So the flip that we are, or the change that we are trying to bring about, is we want to move to the hospital side and assist them in managing insurance more easily and more seamlessly. Because if we are able to do that, then we can improve the level of trust between all parties, and in the process, deliver the value we want to deliver to the end consumer. Definitely. That's our endeavor.
And it's actually going to help ultimately the end user, that's the patient, because most of the times, as you said, because again, being in such a situation and then finding it out whether the bills would be payable or not, and what is going not to be paid, and how much co-payments needs to be done. So
it is harrowing.
Yes, please.
No, I'm saying it is harrowing. You know, just to imagine that somebody is sick or ailing and they have an attendant who's standing in a queue on a TPA desk waiting for just to be told these are the papers you need to get filled, etc. Right? And a lot of these problems can be solved by technology. Definitely. And that's our intent. We are trying to see how we can make that happen.
Definitely. That's a very good initiative. Nitin, one last question with you. Because as COVID has changed a lot of scenarios, so how has it affected your consumers' approach post-COVID?
Well, the biggest shift that COVID has brought about is the acceptance to remote care. Okay, remote care, otherwise, at least in India, everybody used to say, and I've been in the health insurance space now for a while, and I know that 3 years ago or 4 years ago, when telemedicine would be spoken about, there would be a lot of people with a lot of cynicism about it. They would say, "Yaar, India mein doctor nabz nahi pakda to fir, you know, pata kaise chalega ki bimari kya hai." But now, if you see, that is changing, and that is a big positive shift, if you ask me. Although it's happened due to COVID, it is not a great thing, but you know, in the end, I'm sure everybody will benefit. And I think what's also happening is that the hospital's acceptance of technology as an important component of their business is the other big fundamental shift that's happening. And this is primarily being driven by how consumers want care delivered to them, right? So far, we did see a mix of hospitals who said, you know what, consumers will come to us regardless because we have the doctors sitting here. But now it's changing. And I think this is a big consumer behavior change that's going to drive the industry in a very different direction, according to us. And what we see is that the pressure now for the insurance companies is to make sure that when this entire shift is happening, how do they then make the paper claim go away? Because the insurance company is still operating on paper-based processes, right? So that's going to be a big push, and we have already seen the regulator take a lot of positive decisions in the last 2 years to make the consumer life easy. We've already seen the IRDA tell the insurance companies that you should accept, digital claims, and we are also seeing a lot of push happening with the NHA, which is, on a mission to really digitize the healthcare infrastructure. And I think there are going to be some very big shifts happening with respect to how health data gets transacted from one party to another. And we are excited about where we are because we think we'll be able to make connections happen between these transacting parties. And our intent is to make sure that, the end consumer gains at the end of it. So it will be interesting. I think what COVID has really done is it has sped up, it has made the speed go up. It's been a catalyst of sorts for this whole digital adoption.
So Nitin, just last one, a quick one from your side. Like the market size of the Indian healthcare insurance sector was about 370 billion INR in the financial year 2018, and it was projected to cross over 2 trillion INR by financial year 2030. So what is your, say or message for those healthcare entrepreneurs who are actually figuring it out or starting to start up something, especially in the healthcare insurance sector?
Well, firstly, I'll say the time is just right. Get in there right now. If you have a great idea and you think you can bring value to the stakeholders, just get in there right now. One. Second thing I'll say is you have to hang in there. This is not a shortcut. There is no quick road to success. There are only so many stories that we hear about which go into, become unicorn, but there are so many more failures that are happening. And as an entrepreneur, you need to have a lot of resilience. You need to have a lot of patience to basically stick it out. If you have faith in your idea and if you think you're creating value, in the long run, you will eventually gain and you will eventually build up. Obviously, business acumen, you need to be smart about how you build your business models and how you get your solutions out there. Scalability and everything else that the VCs will tell you is absolutely important. I will not, for a moment, even, downplay the importance of some of those parameters. But I think most of the entrepreneurs have that sorted. And what I am excited about is now a lot more people with experience are jumping in. They are beginning to see that there's an opportunity and they can come in here and they can, the ones who understand the business are jumping in. And so they are joining hands with the new age, entrepreneurs who have a lot of passion, fire, energy. And that combination of experience and energy is, I think, is going to be great for the Indian startup ecosystem, particularly insurance and health insurance space. I am particularly excited about what we are doing. The going has been tough. Let me tell you this. Last 2.5 years have been really tough, but I am very optimistic that we are on the right track, and I think we will make it happen.
That's all the best to you. That definitely, I think, with such confidence, you'll be definitely going to hit success someday. Nitin, one thing that a lot of entrepreneurs who actually start in healthcare, especially in healthcare insurance, sometimes either they are funded or sometimes they are bootstrapped. So what is the story with TrueCover?
So we've just raised a round of funding. Essentially, like I said, yes, thank you. So we've gone through one round of funding. Initially, we got a seed capital funding from a venture capital, and they liked the idea that we were building, so they came in very early. We have just recently raised another round of small fund, which will see us through for our next sort of delivery milestones, because we want to speed up our rate of growth. And now that we anticipate that all the vaccination, the COVID is going to settle down a little bit, it's time to go back to the market and start going with a little more aggression. Okay. And thankfully, we have people who believed in the story that we are building. So I am very excited about that. We've expanded our team. We've already grown to about 20 people, and that's a good thing. We are looking to close this year at about 50, 55 people, which in startup context is almost 2.5 times the growth. We are already in conversation with some hospitals who are excited about the solution that we are looking to bring. So in our journey, we are hitting all the milestones gradually, but we are happy that we are hitting them. We've brought on board brokers, we've brought on board a TPA. We're now looking to go to the hospitals and bring them on board. And as we sort of achieve these things, we anticipate that the investor interest will only grow. So our focus is on value creation. We believe that the investors will eventually come in. So we are right now adequately covered with a combination of revenue and investment.
That's great to know. So thank you so much, Nitin Srivastava, for joining us today for MediCircle Healthcare Startup Series. We wish you all the best and hope TrueCover raises more and more fund and actually bridges the gap and automates this insurance process, which still needs a lot of disruption, especially in the terms of insurance and technology. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Smita. Thank you. Stay safe.